All right, this project is 50 test points. That's a lot of points. We want to make sure you have the information that you need. So go ahead and write your name, put your period number. Let me go through and show you where those 50 points come from. Okay, so first, these you should be like, yes, free points. It's got to be neat. Okay, so your drawing should be neat. There should be straight lines. Like there shouldn't be marks all over it. It shouldn't be crumpled up. If that is not what your drawing looks like right now, get a piece of graph paper and redo it because it's got to be neat. That's like 4 test points. That's like getting a question correct on a test. So make sure it's neat. This paper that I'm about to show you also needs to be neat. This is the equation sheet, right? Like there's going to be some work to do here. It needs to be neat. So if you know that you're like not the neatest person, go ahead and do the work on scrap paper and then copy it over, okay? And then the final thing that needs to happen is on your drawing, you need to number your lines 1 through 10. So like when you have your drawing, like mine's a rocket ship, right? Whatever looks like this. You need to number your lines. So like if I'm checking your work, right, and I see like I'm looking at line 3, I need to see like, oh, this is line 3 over here. So those numbers can just be small, but they just need to be neat, and I need to be able to see them on your original drawing so that when I'm checking line 3, I can easily find it on your drawing. Okay, so that's 11 points. Those are like free points, right? You just gotta, like, they have to be neat, period. Okay, now you're gonna be doing math for 10 lines, right? And the lines are here. It starts here. There's the vertical lines 1 and 2, the horizontal lines 3 and 4, and then your slanted lines 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now just like I am not going to grade 10 because it's going to take me forever to do that for 150 people. I'm going to grade 3 lines. Now I'm going to choose the 3 lines. So when I go to grade it, I'll list like, oh, I'm going to grade line 3, line 5, and line 8, right? And then I will grade that you have the endpoints correct. Okay, that you have the slope correct, the slope intercept, the domain, and range. Okay, and you can see like on each of the lines, you're going to be asked to provide the 2 endpoints. That's just where the lines end on the graph. Okay, you're going to find the slope using the slope formula. Okay, you're going to check, does that slope match the graph? Like when you look at the graph, did you get a positive number and the slope on the graph is positive? When you count rise over run, does it match? And then you're going to actually go ahead and use the slope in one of the endpoints, right? And you're going to plug in to y equals mx plus b, and you're going to like plug in the y and the slope and the x, and you're going to solve for b, right? And you're going to get your equation. And then you're going to say, okay, like let's say you got b was like 5, right? You were like, oh, b equals 5, and you wrote your equation and it was 2x plus 5 or whatever it was. You're going to say, oh, okay, the y-intercept is the 0.05. Is that where the y-intercept is on the graph? And you'd go and you'd look at your graph and you say, does my line actually hit the y-axis at 5? And then it should, right? And you should check that box. And if it doesn't, you should redo your work. And then your domain and range right here, you'll put your x like this. You'll put the left value of your line and the right value. And the same deal with the range. You'll put the bottom value and the top value. And then you're going to go ahead and graph this in Desmos. So whatever you get as your line, like I'm just going to like make up numbers here. When you go to graph this in Desmos, what you'll type the equation of the line. And then you'll type the domain restriction. That's what this is called. It's called a domain restriction, where you kind of cut part of the line. You'll type this in Desmos and it'll graph the line exactly like it looks on your drawing. Okay. Now that is what's being graded. All those pieces. So you'll get so half your grade comes from like the work on this worksheet being correct. Okay. Now, the other large chunk of your grade comes from you're going to take all this work that you do on these 10 lines, and you're going to type them into Desmos, and you're going to end up with your drawing on Desmos. So you get 1 point per line. Now, you're also going to print that Desmos graph out. Okay, you can do it in the library, you can do it at home if you have a printer, but you're going to print it out and you're going to turn it in with the project. So that's another 5 points just for printing it out, and you can find directions on a separate link. Okay, so that's 15. Now, let's go through some of the extra credit options you have on this project, because this adds up to, right, this 11 plus 24 plus 15 adds up to 50 points, but you can actually earn more than 50 test points, which is extra credit test points, which is great news. Okay, so your first option is to turn in your work early. If you want to turn in work by Friday, this Friday, you get 2 extra credit points. It's all the same work, but it's just getting it done this week. This is highly recommended for you not to take this home over the break, for you to get it done while it's fresh in your head. And then just turn it in and be done. There's going to be some work time in class this week, so this is a totally feasible goal, and you get 2 extra credit points from meeting it. You can also get 1 extra credit point for turning it in the week after Thanksgiving break.
It's not due until the following week, right? But it's really just nice to get it done early and off your plate, okay? Now, you can also earn extra credit for coloring in either the drawing or the Desmos printout. So either you can color in your original drawing nice and neat, whatever it is. Let's say it's a flower, you color it in flower colors. Let's say whatever it is, you're coloring it in nicely. You can also color in once you print out the Desmos printout. If you prefer to color that one in, that's fine too. So that's 2 points if you choose to color in one or the other of those. And then finally, let's say you draw a drawing and it's more than 10 lines, which is pretty likely that you have a drawing that's more than 10 lines. You can recreate the whole drawing in Desmos, not just the original 10 lines, and that's 2 points. Now, you don't have to do all the work, right? Like for the first 10 lines, you have to show all this work. For the other lines, you don't have to show the work. So it's gonna be faster, right? You're gonna be able to just kind of type it in Desmos and sort of figure it out without doing all of the work. So that's an extra 2 points, and that's highly encouraged, especially if you worked really hard on a drawing and it's something awesome. We would love to see you recreate the whole thing in Desmos. Okay, so you can earn up to 6 points extra credit, so please take advantage of that. The final due date is December 6th, 2022. So if you turn it in on December 6th, you can earn some of these extra credit options. You can get full credit. After that, if you turn in December 7th, you'll lose 5 points. If you turn in December 8th, you'll lose 10 points. Okay, so that's silly because you're still having to do all the work, but you're going to lose points for it. So don't do that. Make sure you turn it in by December 6th, or even better, turn it in by this Friday or right after the break. Okay, because you've watched this video, go ahead and check this box to indicate that you've watched this required video.